Hello, this is Alison from Ceredigion County Council, and this is a video to show tutors and training advisors how to use the Wales Essential Skills Toolkit system to see what their learners have been working on with West. This will only work if you log in with your tutor or training advisor login. It won't work if you log in as a learner or with an admin login. So I've already logged into the system as myself, and I've chosen a learner here. I've typed their name in. This is a demo learner for the purposes of this video. So I'm going to search, and then here on the list, you can see their name come up. So we can see here on this page which 3 courses the learner has been registered for on the West system. And we can see they haven't done the initial assessment yet for digital literacy. They're partway through it for communication, but they have completed and are now using the West system to continue with their learning for their maths, their application of number. So we'll go in and have a look at their plan here. In West, there's 2 areas. There's the learning plan area and the learning record area. The learning plan area is the active area where the learner can access the activities and you can set work, and the learning record area provides a historical record of what the learner's been doing. So we'll go into the learning record and have a look. In this area we have these tabs, and we can see first of all we've got initial assessment and results, and that's what's shown here. And these are the results from when the learner did their initial assessment on West. And there's a few warning signs here. First of all, we can see that this is blank and the learner's been assessed as being pre-entry level. We can also see over here the date they did the initial assessment and that it took them 8 minutes. So that suggests to me either they didn't take it seriously or maybe they got confused with the system, but either way that's something that needs looking into and discussing with the learner. If we want to see how they did on the initial assessment, we can go to the questions and answers tab here, and we can see here the questions the learner was set and whether they got them right or wrong. In this case, they got them all wrong here. And we can see that the system set questions at entry 1 standard of question and also entry 2. And we see here the learner got question 5 here correct. And we can go into each of these questions and see what the question was about by clicking on the red question number here. Let's wait for that to come up, and that shows us what the question was. And if the learner had given an answer, it would have appeared here. We can also click here to see what the correct answer should be. When using the West system, use the blue and white crosses to close windows down. If you use the red and white cross in the very top right, it will exit you out of the system completely. So use the blue and white crosses to close pages down. So we can go into each of those questions and see if the learner gave an answer, what it was, and compare it with the correct answer. Okay. The next area we can look at is learning here. And this is a historical record of what the learner's been doing on the West system. And we can see here the different activities that the learner has attempted or used in the West system, what level it is, here they're all entry 3, and what the activity was itself. And you can click on these and have a look to see what was involved with the activity. And then here we can see the date that the learner went into that activity, and it's listed in a chronological order, so the latest date appears at the top. So we can see here the learner did some work on the 28th of May, and we can see how long they spent doing it, and some of the activities come with some questions, and we can see how they did in terms of getting the questions right. Be aware that some of the activities do not sit within the West system. They are on external websites that have nothing to do with West, but the West system can direct the learner to them, in which case the West system will not record how long the learner spent on that activity. It can't do that. So just be careful if you do see a blank, that might be the reason that the learner has done it, may have spent some time on it, but the system hasn't logged how long it took. Then the final area we can look at in this section is skills checks. This is something I will go into in a separate video, but we can see here the results from these skills checks. So we can see here the learner did a skills check on fractions, decimals and percentages topics. We can see the date they did it, and we can see their sort of overall ranking, and we can see here they did very well, they got green across the board, which would have shown their skill levels improving on the system. Again, we can go in here and see what the questions were and whether the learner got them right or wrong, and we can click on them on the red question number, and we can see what the question was and indeed what the learner did. So in this case, they've matched these fractions with these diagrams. In the skills checks, we can't see what the correct answer should be, but we can see what the learner answered. So that's the learning record area of WEST, which tells us what the learner's been doing. In a separate video, I will be discussing the learning plan area of WEST, which is where you can set learners' work or direct them to certain activities and see their progress against where they started from. Thank you for watching. That's the end of this video on how to find out what learners have been doing on WEST.